Good morning, good morning, good morning. Setting up on Instagram and the Facebook. It's so interesting that Facebook and Instagram are the same company, and yet I have to do two totally different processes to go live on them. Good morning. Oh, hey, it's Saturday. We made it. Welcome. Welcome to Saturday. We really did it. Happy to be here this morning. I'm moving a little bit slow because I am. And it was a long week. The sun is finally out here in Los Angeles, so I'm looking forward to spending some time outside today. And I think that's all I have by way of check-in. We also, it's just landing that yesterday they announced that hey, Andrea, they announced that the Safer at Home, shelter in place, whatever we're calling it, is in place here in Los Angeles through May 19th or 9th or something. But, I think the assumption is that we're in this at least until June. And there's even though we sort of knew it was coming, there's kind of a different level of reality that sets in. And I'm just mentioning that because it's present, not because I'm having any particular reaction to it. So, with that, hey, good morning, Joel Smith. It's good to see your little icon pop up. Let's read today's poem. April 11th is very short. This is a very short poem today. Stand aloof. When a preacher stoops to scare tactics, it is often wise to stand aloof, for some gods may lose their patience and start to throw their shoes at him. Well, I'll read it again because it's so short. From our friend Hafez. Stand aloof. When a preacher stoops to scare tactics, it is often wise to stand aloof, for some gods may lose their patience and start to throw their shoes at him. Yay, Saturday, Becca. Hey, guys. That poem immediately makes me think of the amount of fear that is being thrown at us right now. From news stories from our country's nominal leadership to, signs I'm seeing in windows, to this feeling of division between people. And there's a weird kind of amygdala thing that happens when you're passing people and their faces are covered. We all look like bank robbers or bandits. And I know in the African American community, there's been a very legitimate concern that it's actually not safe for us to do that. It's not safe for us to be in the world doing that. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Charlie. So I just think that there's so much fear around us right now, and the function of fear is to divide us because it hijacks the amygdala. When we're activated in that way, it hijacks our brain, and our higher cognitive functions, our ability to connect, kind of go out the window in the interest of self-preservation. And so when leaders or media companies deliberately foment fear to get ratings, and like in the case of our president, he literally is saying, look at the ratings of my press conferences. And the way he's doing that is he's activating fear in people. It's a mechanism of control. It's a mechanism of division. And I wonder what happens if, as we bring awareness to that, we look for hope. We find those moments of hope, not as a way of denying the reality of everything that's happening, but as a way of navigating it and bringing ourselves together, both internally, bringing internal alignment, and also among each other, and also among the other beings that are non-human. So let's explore that in the meditation today. I have no idea what that's going to look or sound like. So just to start out, find a way of sitting or standing that feels comfortable to you. And if it's Comfortable, you can close your eyes, or you can just kind of soft focus at something beautiful. And let's gently bring our attention to the breath. Just being very aware exhale, that this is you exhaling in this moment. And we can start to just gently, consciously elongate the breaths. So taking nice deep inhales that fully inflate the body, and then letting that exhale really release. Maybe breathing in for a count of 5, and out for a count of 5. And all together, let's take a nice deep breath in. And release it with a gentle sigh. And with that, we can allow ourselves to come a little bit more into our bodies, really feeling your weight, allowing gravity to work on you a little bit more. So allowing your hips to draw down towards the earth. Just imagining all of your energy, all of the tension and effort you've been expending to stay up. Just let it fall to the earth and let the earth support you. It's almost like the air around you gets a little bit heavier and forms a really supportive, beautiful blanket. As we continue to allow our weight to settle, we can just do a light scan of the body, starting right above the top of the head, right at the crown, and just gently scanning with your attention down through the muscles of your forehead and your eyeballs and your nose, noticing those places that feel really alive and open and vibrant, noticing those places that may feel a little bit constricted or tight or tired. And just working your way down through your throat, your shoulders, your chest, mid-back, solar plexus, lower back, belly, hips, thighs, all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And go ahead and take a nice, easy, deep breath in. Release it with a gentle sigh. And what I'll invite us to do now is just invite in a small moment or image, something small that you experienced that gave you hope this week. A moment or something you saw that even in a small way helped you experience a sense of hope. And as you connect with this moment, see how concretely you can place yourself there. So if it was something you saw, what was the feeling in your body? What was the feeling of the earth beneath you? What were the colors? Right, so the small moment that I'm connecting with is seeing a hummingbird yesterday. And I'm connecting with the bright green of its feathers. And then once you feel connected with that one moment of hope, invite in a second one, just from the past week or two. And you can almost imagine putting that first one on a little bulletin board, and we're going to invite in the second one, this moment or image that gave you hope. And in the same way, just allow yourself to experience that as much as feels right to you. So, summoning up the image, any other physical sensations, smell, taste, the quality of the air, and really breathe into that second one. Just take a nice deep breath into it and release. Good. And you can take that second moment where you experienced hope and just, in whatever way is right to you, just put it right next to that first moment. So now we have two moments of hope. And now we'll do this one more time, just a third small detail or image or experience that gave you hope this week. Genuine hope, that genuine uplift, perhaps, that the world and you will fundamentally be okay. A small moment of hope. And again, with this one, breathing into it, calling in those details, images. And you may feel, as we focus on this, other moments of doubt or fear or confusion working their way in, and it's totally fine to notice that and then ask those to step aside so that we can focus just for right now, just for these few moments, on these moments of hope. So connecting with the images and sensations of this third moment. And when you have a connection, just take a nice deep and you can put that third moment just in relationship somehow to those other two. And now, with our focus taking in all three of these moments that we've connected with, we can just, with our imagination, imagine weaving them together. And we can add more moments if we want to, weaving them together with threads of story that may connect them, but just finding a way that they can create like a tapestry or a blanket or a web that we can just imagine spreading out and wrapping around yourself. So it's almost like from these small individual moments, we can create a cape or a superhero suit made out of hope. Just notice how your body responds. And you may need to go back a couple of steps and say, okay, what were the three moments? I'm going to knit them together. But wherever you are with it is perfect. When you feel your cape or suit of hope We're going to take a nice deep breath together and allow it to penetrate inside the body and surround the heart, this area right at the center of the chest. Right? So we're going to invite hope into our hearts. So here we go. Nice deep breath in. And release. And again, nice deep breath in. And release. And just one more time, just bringing your attention back to the breath, maybe putting your hand over your heart in appreciation of the hope that maybe is a little bit brighter there. Nice deep breath in. And release. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a fun thing to play with on a Saturday morning. I'll share that, my experience of that was of taking these very small, almost insignificant moments and realizing that from them I can create something that is really quite powerful. And the word that came to me as we were breathing that hope into our hearts was inoculation. That by focusing our attention on those little moments of hope that we've directly experienced, not just the stories that are out there, but things that we experience in small ways in our lives, we can inoculate ourselves against fear, against especially external, mostly like the external prompts towards fear that are coming at us. Because frankly, there are times when it is totally appropriate and correct to be afraid. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those manipulative efforts to sow division and control. That if we inoculate ourselves with hope from our own lived experience, we're much less susceptible to those. And we get to choose where to put our attention. Like I'm choosing right now not to put my attention on the car alarm outside. All right, we'll wind up, as always, with a pick from the Wild Unknown Archetype deck by Kim Krantz. And the question that I'm going to hold this morning is, how can I find and let in more hope so that I can see the light in these moments that we're in, and hopefully help others do the same. This is literally the exact, I just picked this randomly. That is the exact card we got yesterday. I'm not going to read it, but I am going to read whatever this second one is, which is the Empty Room. This is an interesting one. I don't think we've gotten it before, and I love this image so much that I'm going to hold it up for us. The Empty Room. Yeah. And what number are you, Empty Room? You are 42. Yeah, so let's see what the Empty Room holds for us. Ha ha ha. XL2, the Empty Room. The vortex, the abyss, the nothing. The empty room haunts us all. It is the universal and all too frequent feeling of lack, of wanting, of the craving to fill ourselves with something, anything. We too often attempt to remedy the discomfort of the empty room by any means necessary, leading us to a culture of more. Editorial comment from me, that culture of more is very fear-based, because if we fear that we're not enough, then we want more to fill that not enoughness. Ironically, the empty room is filled to the brim with potential, yet we perceive it as not enough. This card is a cry for patience, for sitting with the barren walls of not knowing, for awaiting true vision and purpose before attaching to what we should do next to save our outward experience. Be with the nothingness. Be with the impatience. The empty room has immense power. Let others wonder what you are doing. If you can settle into the magic of emptiness, you will soon hear its whispers of wisdom. When light, spaciousness, potential, and possibility. When dark, addiction, insatiability, more for more's sake. The archetype of the empty room is also portrayed as the hungry ghost, always feeding, and never satiated. Ooh, layering that over our, right? Yeah, OMG, indeed. So the empty room is inviting us to be with what is. And if I layer that in the question of where can I find hope, it's in patience. It is in not leaping to action every 10 minutes, which I'm prone to do. But how can we sit in this moment of unknowing and embrace it, and within the unknowing, find anchor and orientation through hope. So we can, even in the unknowing, and even in the uncertainty of these times, and maybe in our individual lives or families, it feels possible to embrace that uncertainty and sit in that void of unknowing and still bond with hope to create meaning. So the unknowingness doesn't cancel out hope. That's what I'm taking from this. So I'm going to spend time today sitting in uncertainty. Quite literally, I'm in the middle of moving and there's like boxes everywhere. So I'm in this interesting liminal space that is frankly incredibly stressful. And so today I'm going to be embracing that a little bit and seeing what happens. Ta-da! So that concludes our time together this morning, friends. Thank you so much, as always, for joining, and have a beautiful Saturday and Sunday. And we'll be right back here and here Monday morning at 7:30 for whatever this is. As always, so grateful for you. Oh, and if there are men out there, I host a men's group on Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'll drop a link to that in the comments here. And reminder that my book is free on Amazon right now. So if you Google Michael Cass Story Maps, you'll be able to download it if you don't have it already. All right, I'll drop that in the comments too. Thanks, Joel. Wow, from my eyes, it's navy blue, but yeah, thanks. I find black very slimming. All right, thanks, friends. I will see you on Monday. Bye.